Good day, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live music channel. I'm Ouspenskaya, and I'll be hosting the program for you today. And this program is in the series of presentations, music, and musicians around the globe. And today I'm very excited to interview and to listen together with you to the intricate and very touching performances by Patricio Cadena Perez. He is an Ecuadorian composer and guitar performer who is also a designer of his own instrumental technique. And I'll be sure to ask him something about that because I'm very curious and I'm sure you all are too. All of this programming is to serve musicians and music lovers out there by providing performances and music live events of coming from musicians from all different countries to our audience around the globe. This season is packed with many events like no other season before, and we've been doing this broadcasting of various programs, concerts, and events for over 40 years now. In addition to concerts, auditions, various panel discussions, we are also broadcasting daily music and musicians around the globe, a live show, and inviting incredible artists and musicians and representatives of various music organizations and companies from many different countries from every part of the world, and presenting to you the richness and the capabilities of musicians and music organizations. We also have many concerts which we present in various venues, including Carnegie Hall, and we'll talk a little bit about that because we just came back from New York City presenting 2 concerts at the Carnegie Hall. We also present concerts with various orchestras in just about every part of the world. It's a packed and very intensive, interesting season this time. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, we have a very exciting season with lots of events. And if you liked this little presentation which you just saw, by the way, the music for this little trailer video was composed by one of our own composers in residence, Alla Lowry. And if you like her music, please check out her website and find more. She writes for different genres and various ensembles and so forth. We have a lot of wonderful composers joining our programming, and one of them is going to be a guest with us today. And just briefly, I want to mention there's a lot coming up. We had a packed season up to today, and we're still going on strong with a very packed season. Next on our agenda, we are taking virtual concert halls and our crew to Cairo in Egypt for presentations of call orchestra concerts with the soloists who were selected through the call orchestra auditions, which just happened a couple of months ago. And then we are going to Czech Republic, to Zlin in Czech Republic, and we will be presenting 2 orchestras in those concerts. The Cairo Opera Orchestra, and that's in Egypt, and the Bohuslav Martinu Philharmonic Orchestra in Zlin in Czechia. And then right after that, we have the next cycle of our auditions. We will be auditioning soloists, composers, performers, and ensembles for the next season. The next season will consist of 7 concerts at the Carnegie Hall and many, many opportunities for musicians to perform with various orchestras around the world and to record albums. Just be sure to check our websites. Some people say there's just so much information there. Well, that's because there's so many opportunities out there, and we are presenting them on the website. Have some patience. Go to virtualconcerthalls.com, progressivemusicians.com, soundespressivecompetition.com, and callorchestra.com. And also you can visit many of the websites of our collaborators and partners. So today's Music and Musicians Around the Globe is about the wonderful musician Patricio Cadena Perez, who is an Ecuadorian composer and guitar performer, and he's also a designer of his own instrumental technique. Patricio worked on musical interpretations with greatest guitarists of the world like Carlavero, Aussel, and many others. Some of these names are in Spanish or French. Please check out his bio, which is running on the screen, so you recognize those names. After a few years at Paris Conservatory of Music in the class of Trans Waterhouse, Patricio Perez was welcomed by IRCAM and the EMS in Sweden, and followed the courses of Pierre Boulez, no other, at the College of France. Patricio was a really competent geek at computer music. So he set up his own recording studio in Paris, and I'll be sure to ask him about the business side of his success, where he met many artists and performers from various countries, musicians on different instruments, composers, and so on. He is also very multifaceted artist, which he performs a varied and rich repertoire from Baroque to classical to contemporary and his own music. He is also an expert in Latin American traditions, and we'll have talk about that, from the music from Argentina, Brazil, Ecuador, and various traditions. I'm really curious about that. He is a soloist and a chamber musician, and he performs all over the world as a collaborator and as a solo presenter of his own concerts. And just last week, as I mentioned, we were in New York presenting concerts at the Carnegie Hall, and I personally was very privileged to hear Patricio's absolutely glorious performance live on the stage at the Carnegie Hall. He was presented as part of the program of Laureates Gala at the Weill Recital Hall at Carnegie Hall, and that was a tremendously sweet and wonderful opportunity for me to meet this wonderful artist in person. And now we have him with us in the studio. Please welcome Patricio Cadena Perez. It's a great pleasure to have you with us today.
So I will translate for him.
Yes, please.
Donc elle dit que c'est un très grand plaisir de t'avoir ici.
Para mí también.
For him too. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Before I dive into my questions, I want to make an introduction to our audience of you as a musician, as a fabulous and absolutely touching and stunning guitarist. Your performance of the La Cathedral by Agustin Barrios.
On va écouter la cathédrale de Agustin.
I love that video.
Très bien.
Perfect.
I love your interpretation of this piece. It's so driving and so soulful. Amazing.
Elle aime beaucoup ton interprétation du morceau, c'est très... Il y a beaucoup d'âme.
Ah, thank you very much.
I want to ask you. I have a very limited, intimate understanding of the guitar. I'm a pianist, but even I can see and hear that there's something unique about your technique and your approach to the instrument. Can you please share with us what's your magic secret?
Elle s'y connaît pas beaucoup en guitare parce qu'elle est pianiste, mais voilà. Mais elle peut entendre qu'il y a un côté, quelque chose de spécial dans ta technique et dans ta manière d'approcher l'instrument. Est-ce que tu pourrais dire ce que c'est?
Sí, en que hablo en español, ¿no?
Sí.
La cuestión es que el trabajo técnico que yo he hecho es una recompilación de varios maestros, ¿no? O sea, de varios maestros de la guitarra y que me han permitido crear mi propia técnica para ejecutar, digamos, de otra manera, o sea, tener otra ejecución que sea más coherente con la interpretación mismo de la música.
So his technique is actually like a compilation of different works from others guitar masters and guitar players, and from all of these works, of these different works, he created another type of interpretation, another technique that he just applies it to the interpretation of his piece.
That's interesting. So you designed the technique to fit the music which you play. Is that do I understand it correctly?
Donc en fait, tu designs ta technique, tu crées ta technique selon la musique que tu joues.
Oui, exactement.
Exactly, yes.
Exactly.
I wonder if you teach.
Elle se demande si tu enseignes.
Très peu. Oui.
Not very much. Not
Not
in a
very
school.
much.
Not in a school, actually.
Have you considered maybe teaching more, because your guitar playing is so powerful, and I always thought of guitar being an intimate instrument, but you really sound like a soloist in the big hall, and you hold the tension. So there's something you discovered about guitar which maybe it's just my thought. Maybe the kind of legacy you would like to pass on to younger guitarists.
En fait, elle se demande, est-ce que tu penserais à enseigner? Parce que du coup tu joues bien et tu sais tenir l'attention, est-ce qu'il y a une sorte d'héritage de ta technique que tu voudrais laisser aux plus jeunes générations?
Ah, sí, con mucho gusto me gustaría. La cuestión es que el lugar donde me encuentro no es tan accesible, digamos, como para dar cursos particulares. Ahora, claro está, gracias al internet yo podría dar cursos a otra gente y bueno, sí, o sea, me encantaría poder transmitir mi conocimiento.
So he actually would like to teach. Yes, it could be a thing. Actually, it's not very. The thing is, it's not very easy where he lives, because it's like a small town here in France, so it's not very. There's not a lot of opportunities to teach. But thanks to the internet, he knows, he's aware that he could teach people. So yes, if people are interested, he would love to pass his legacy to younger ones.
Well, I'm gonna then call on to all the guitarists who are potentially watching this to get in touch with Patricio Cadena Perez and inquire of the possibilities of maybe having a masterclass or a class with him using the internet, because as a musician myself and a part of the organization which presents a lot of concerts, I can't get your sound out of my memory, and the one of the most incredible things which strikes me, I've heard and I've performed so many concerts, is the guitar which we often take as a quieter instrument for particularly intimate setting. You walk on stage and you own the hall with your instrument, and the power and the drive and the intricacy which you are able to produce with a guitar is just unparalleled.
Donc, elle dit que elle va appeler les guitaristes, d'autres guitaristes, parce qu'elle connaît des guitaristes, à te contacter à propos des possibilités de faire des masterclass ou des choses comme ça via Internet. Elle-même, elle dit qu'elle n'arrive pas, elle n'arrive pas à faire sortir le son de ta guitare de sa tête, et que en fait, c'est intéressant parce qu'on considère souvent la guitare comme un instrument discret, mais tu réussis quand même à dominer la scène par le côté intime, etc., que tu donnes à la chose et le côté parfois très grand, très imposant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched that come alive at the Carnegie Hall, and it was stunning. The sound just fills the hall, and just makes everyone. I mean, makes me want to just stay with it the entire performance. But I wanted to also ask Patricio about the other parts of his career and him as an artist. You're also a composer, and you're also the music technology geek. Tell us a little bit about that side of your endeavors.
Donc elle dit qu'elle a vu ta musique prendre vie au Carnegie, que le son emplissait la salle et que tout le monde voulait que ce moment dure longtemps. Elle dit que tu es aussi compositeur et que tu t'y connais en musique électronique, enfin musique sur ordinateur, etc. Et qu'elle voulait en savoir un peu plus à propos.
Sí, trabajo desde hace algunos años sobre la música electrónica, la música electroacústica en sí misma. Siempre me ha interesado, es por eso que yo trabajé en el Instituto de Recherche, Institut de Recherche y Coordinación Musical, l'IRCAM, en París, y que eso me ha permitido, o sea, desarrollar la técnica de la composición, porque el ordenador, o sea, todo lo que es ordenador y todo lo que es informática ayuda mucho al trabajo de la música en ella misma.
He does work he has worked for a few years on the music on computer, and so to achieve that, he studied at the IRCAM, which is a school here in France, a very known school about musical research, and so computers are like a very good way to get more inside the music. How does it work? How it's made? So that's it. So that's what drives him this way.
How interesting you say that. A lot of musicians say, well, I'm a musician, I'm not going to touch the computers, but I can't agree more with you. Having access to the computer and having fluency with the modern technology really can be enriching for a musician. But I wanted to also hear one more piece performed by Patricio Cadena Perez, and that's Mazurka Choro by Heitor Lobos. Let's watch that, and then I'll ask you a few more questions. That was such a beautiful performance. Also, one of my favorite of yours. And I want to also ask you. You're a well-known and very respected expert in Latin American traditions, such as, let me try to read these words: malambo, chacarera, tango, candombe from Argentina, waltz and marinera from Peru, bossa, choro, and choriño from Brazil, and many others. I I love Latin classical, Latin American classical music, but I was very much looking forward to speak with you and ask you what makes the Latin American classical music so distinct, and what makes it actually Latin or Latin American.
Euh, donc, elle dit que tu es un expert en musique traditionnelle et classique latino-américaine, avec, donc elle a cité plein de rythmes
Mhm.
différents, de plein de pays différents. Et elle voulait te demander qu'est-ce qui rend la musique latino-américaine si spéciale, si différente du reste, et qu'est-ce qui la rend si latine, qu'est-ce qui la rend si
Et qu'est-ce qu'il quoi, pardon?
latine, qu'est-ce qui la rend si latine.
Ah, la cuestión es que la música latinoamericana es muy rica en ritmos. Entonces, cada país tiene un paquete, vamos a decir así, de ritmos que son explotados de diferente manera y que permiten, eh, que dan una riqueza en realidad a cada zona, a cada región de la América Latina. No es lo mismo la música argentina que la música ecuatoriana o que la música peruana o que la música mexicana. Cada una tiene su especialidad y tiene su manera de expresar en realidad la, el- su- ¿cómo dire? la, la- la- la popularidad, en fait, la popularidad y el sentimiento del pueblo de cada país. Voilà.
Donc, so
It's hard to translate, right?
I had to translate a bit, yes. He said that the music from Latin America is very rich in rhythm. Every country has its own like set of rhythm, like a group of rhythm, and every country uses rhythms in different ways. So it gives every area and every country, but mostly areas, not especially countries in Latin America. It's it gives a rich side to every area, and every area has its own way to show the popularity and the people. It's like a very important thing in Latin America is the people that live there, and they express it through the music.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. It's rooted in the folk music tradition. So, but interesting to hear that the rhythm is the essential distinction um, of the Latin American music. You've traveled a lot of countries, so how did you become an expert in that music? By traveling and uh, interacting with musicians, or by studying, or both? Um, just if you can share that.
Donc elle dit donc c'est intéressant parce que effectivement elle savait pas forcément que le rythme était très important en Amérique latine. Et elle se demande, elle se dit que tu as beaucoup voyagé, et elle se demande si c'est parce que tu as voyagé que tu es devenu une sorte d'expert dans la musique latino-américaine en général.
Mm. Hay dos cosas. O sea, yo comencé la música con la música popular. O sea, yo hice música popular y trabajé mucho con artistas de diferentes nacionalidades en Ecuador. O sea, perdón, de diferentes nacionalidades latinoamericanas en Ecuador. Entonces, después, el hecho de viajar también me ha permitido de conocer las costumbres y los diferentes géneros musicales que existen en América Latina.
So, there are two things actually. First, he started in Ecuador. He started to play folk music, like popular music. So it's sort of first school before the school that helped him to learn. Well, firstly the popular music. Also, he worked in Ecuador, still in Ecuador. He worked with artists from many different nationalities. So in Latin America, people move a lot through countries. So it's easier to get in touch with people from other nationalities or
Musician.
So while he still was in Ecuador, he was with musicians from all around Latin America. But then, of course, traveling also to travel also helped him to learn about the, the 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 habits of the people in the other countries, of course, and
Okay,
the musical
that's
habits.
yeah, thank you. That's very interesting. We're coming to the end of our time on air for this program. I just wanted to ask Patricia if you had something you would like to like a message to the audiences. We have audience from different countries and different generations and ages. If you would like to share something with them in particular, please do so, like an advice or piece of wisdom.
Euh, donc, en fait, donc là, on arrive à la fin de la présentation, et en fait, elle demande si tu as un message à faire passer. Il y a donc l'audience qui est là vient de différents pays, vient de différentes générations. Et donc, elle se demandait si tu avais un message, quelque chose, une sorte de conseil ou quelque chose comme ça lié à la musique à faire passer.
Sí, que pienso que lo fundamental para ser músico es trabajar con todo el alma y dar lo mejor que uno tiene dentro de sí mismo que, para que la transmisión de la música sea natural y generosa.
So he says that to be the most important to be a musician is to work with the soul and to give the best that we can do, the best of ourselves, so that the transmission of the music, the transmission of the music would be natural and
Generosa.
and very generous.
Thank you so much. Patricia, thank you so much for your beautiful music, for coming to New York to perform at the Carnegie Hall and sharing your soul and your great music with the audience in the concert hall and worldwide on the broadcast. It was a great pleasure to meet you in person and a great pleasure to host you on this program today.
Elle dit merci pour la musique, merci pour ta musique, merci d'être venu à New York et d'être venu partager un peu de ton âme à New York.
Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
I hope
Thank you.
we'll continue for many years to come working together and bringing the music to everyone who can enjoy and benefit from it.
Et elle espère que vous pourrez continuer à travailler ensemble à l'avenir et voilà, et avec les gens qui ont bénéficié de la musique.
Con mucho placer, dice.
Well, it's with a great pleasure.
And I want to thank the wonderful translator behind the scenes. If you are close, please come into the camera so we can thank you.
I don't know if we can see me.
Yes, we can see you. Great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
very
to
much.
both of you. And we'll be saying goodbye, regretfully, to Patricio, but we'll see a lot more of you on our programs, I'm sure. Thank you for coming and to see you in the next programs.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, and before we close our program today, I would like to mention that this is the season of music and musicians around the globe, and we have great artists every day on our shows. You learn about people from different countries, different instrumentalists, vocalists, orchestras, conductors, and music organizations from all around the world. And I also want to mention that every Thursday and Sunday, we are on air with the season of presentations, Magnificent 9, dedicated to the Beethoven symphonies. These are the films which Virtual Concert Halls produced together with architects of music and many great artists, and Lawrence Rapchak is the narrator of those. We'll see a short sample, and if you get interested, please visit our channel, subscribe, and hit the button which gives you notifications when we are on. These are completely free programs to everyone who would like to watch. Let's see a little preview of it.
It is terse, it is compact. Its dynamic energy is concentrated into a mere 9.5 minutes of music, the shortest opening movement of Beethoven's 9 symphonies. And it's all the more stunning because of the bold, unprecedented way in which it begins. Known to practically every living being on Earth. It's that powerful.
So again, we are on with this season of Magnificent 9, reviewing the films about Beethoven's symphonies every Thursday and Sunday. And I want to thank our collaborators and partners from all around the world. These are wonderful companies led by people who are very dedicated to bringing the music and culture and arts to everyone around the world, and they're adding their energy, their resources, and their expertise to our programming. We are very, very blessed by all these wonderful people and organizations joining us in these productions. And I also want to thank our team, the incredible people behind the scenes, and on screen. We have a team of hosts. I'm not the only one. And we have a huge team of producers, broadcast designers, graphic designers, composers, and all of those people are musicians, and they are the core of these productions. Thank you all, and I want to extend special thanks to Marco, who is behind the scenes directing this show for you today. Marco, bravo, thank you so much. And again, we stream on many platforms, over 50 platforms by now, all the major platforms, social media and video platforms out there. If you didn't catch us on YouTube, catch us on Vimeo or Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitch, Instagram, and many others. We are also on over 50 curated websites and platforms which distribute quality content in music and classical music and music education. So many countries. And I want to thank everyone for being with us. Stay tuned for more programs. Thank you, our dear audience. Please comment, get in touch with us. We're always looking for more engagement and more interesting people to join our movement. And thank you again very much to Patricio Cadena Perez for being our wonderful guest today. I'll sign off and I'll see you in the next programs very soon. Bye now.